Back, YouTube fam. So this is the Etheria Restart final test direct. So this is basically, if you guys don't know, Etheria Restart is an RPG, like a gear grinder, similar to like Summoner's War, Epic 7, things like that, right? It's coming out on, I believe Steam is the platform of choice. It will have a lot of the PvP features that you see in these other games, real-time arena, regular arena, stuff like that. And what makes it, I think, a little bit interesting is it has like a lot of quality of life features that we really wanted to see from other games, like E7, right? And I talked about this one pretty extensively, and we played it back in January of this past year. And, you know, I think that the game is very promising, but there was a lot of things I was unsure about, and I was hoping that they would fix. And hopefully here, with this, they will let us know what has changed, right? Hopefully there's something good that has changed here with whatever they're announcing, right? Like, I would like to see, if I could, I'd like to see, probably I think my biggest thing is like smoothing over the early game, specifically defense. I think defense is a bit too good right now, right? That's probably my biggest like complaint right now. It's like, it's not a smooth path to the end game unless you know exactly what you're doing. Yeah, it's probably going to be on mobile, but I don't know which platform specifically for mobile. You guys can hear the stream all right, right? I got a VIP redeem. All right, Sin, I'll grab it in a little bit.
Welcome to the Etheria Final Test Direct. I'm your host, Mary.
Hi, everyone. I'm Michael.
Today, we're giving you the inside scoop on the upcoming official launch of Etheria. Michael and I will walk you through all the exciting features this version has to offer. Michael wants to give everyone a quick overview of what Etheria is all about.
Let me grab that redeem for you.
Etheria is an urban supernatural strategy RPG with a turn-based combat system that really stands out. We've taken classic turn-based gameplay and mixed it with deep strategic elements and open.
Yeah, so this is if you played the beta, this was already in the beta. All right, so this is like very early on.
Battles is incredible. You can create so many different team combinations based on each animus's unique abilities.
The one thing I will say about this game is that the characters do have very unique kits.
When you pull off those perfect skill synergies to defeat a tough opponent, that feeling is amazing.
That sounds amazing. Plus, it's fully cross-platform on PC, iOS.
You can barely hear the video.
Android.
Let me turn it up for you.
Play whenever and wherever you want. We've got a lot to cover.
Yeah,
today,
their
but
stream is
let's
actually
get
very
serious
quiet.
now. But first, let's check out the preview video.
世界を滅ぼす最悪を避けるため、
Okay.
彼はほぼすべての力を尽くし、自分の身を最悪から守る神の国を作った。
俺には力が必要だ。彼らは俺に力をくれる。
Yo, let's go on Lux, Forgiven, Xeno.
まさか最高レベルの緊急遮断が発生してるなんて。まずいな。
Yeah, one thing I will say, you probably hear it here, but Yui Ishikawa is the voice of the main character in this game, so if you played a lot of JP voice gachas, she's here too. I think one of my favorite parts of the game is how strong the JP cast is. The voice acting is very, very good in this game. Release date for this one, obviously, is going to be the first week of June. Yeah, their stream volume is so quiet. Yo, Whitney, dude, I hate Whitney. Whitney is like actually like the first major roadblock as a new player. Yeah, Whitney is very, very annoying.
And did you all catch it? The PV just released the official release date, June 5th.
That's right. Pre-registration for the official launch is now open on all major app stores. You can also head to the Etheria website to pre-register for your preferred platform. The best part? Pre-register now and you'll get exclusive rewards.
For hyperlinkers in regions where this test isn't available yet.
Yeah, hyperlinkers, by the way, is their term for like just players, in case you're wondering, for those of you guys who have not played it. It's kind of like heirs or proxies or, well, you know, the catch-all based on your game.
Will include include payment features with a special bonus.
Okay,
Any
so-
purchases made during the test will come with multiple rebates at the official launch.
Okay, so
Check our
basically,
social
looks like if
channels for
you
all the
buy
related
something
details.
in
Now that we've covered
the
test dates,
the
let's
test
look at
here, it
what's
looks like
coming
you're
up
gonna get
in
stuff
today's
back.
direct.
In the first part, Mary and I will introduce what Etheria is all about. We'll show you all the exciting content coming at
That's
launch.
fine, Air Smiles.
Plus, we'll reveal brand new
I get
gameplay
it.
features that haven't appeared in any previous tests.
After that, we have a special segment.
Okay, that's what I want to know, because I want to know what is
Our
different,
community
right?
manager,
That's my
Chris,
big
will
concern.
host a hyperlink conference. He'll be joined by content creators and Etheria's game director to explore the game and share all the exciting in-game events planned for the official launch. All right, let's dive right in. First up, Michael, what's the main storyline and background of Etheria?
The story of Etheria is set in a future where humanity faces civilization collapse.
Okay.
To survive, people transfer their consciousness into a virtual world called Etheria, where they live alongside animus, beings who wield the power of anima. For a time, everyone coexisted peacefully, but then a disaster known as Genesis began to corrupt the animus. They turned violent, putting human lives at risk. To fight back, the Union was formed. As a hyperlinker, you'll enter Etheria to cleanse the Genesis and restore balance to this fractured world.
Okay, that is a much better plot synopsis than what the one in the game is. Because the one in the game, I was like, what is that? What is going on?
Absolutely. Now, let's jump right into the game.
The next open test is May 5th, I believe. May 5th, May
When you
6th.
start the game, the first thing you'll
Oh!
experience is the main character's home.
That's a new
This place is
outfit.
designed to feel like a cozy living space. But outside, you'll see a bleak, snowy landscape, reminding you that the real world is still trapped in the aftermath of the
So this is a new
I
outfit.
love the contrast of having a cozy home away from the freezing and desolate world. It creates such a comforting vibe.
Same here. The main character's home isn't just cozy, it's also functional. You can use the workbench to develop and upgrade your animus. Browse
Oh,
the
there's a new
archive
character that was
shops,
just shown there.
access other helpful features. The big TV in front of you lets you perform hyperlink summons to bring a new animus to your team. Also, you can quickly jump to any function using the shortcut bar. Most
The
important,
next beta is separate from the main game, correct. But anything you buy on the beta, it looks like you will get a rebate in the main game. So if you buy, it looks like if you buy a pack in the beta, you'll get to keep it. You won't get to keep whatever you pulled off of it in the beta, but like, if you buy like maybe 50 summons or whatever, you get to keep it. It looks like in the main game.
Style levels in your virtual world. You'll team up with your partner Maggie and other animus to take on challenges together. We built Etheria using Unreal Engine, which let us create these gorgeous game environments and characters. The main story features high-quality cinematic scenes that really pull you into the world as you explore.
I will say that the cutscenes in this game are very good.
Absolutely mind-blowing. I can't wait to
It's
see
not
how
out at the
the story
moment.
unfolds.
Moon.
Hyperlinkers who want to focus on
The beta starts in like a week and a half. The full game comes out June 5th.
Skip scenes altogether. While exploring, you can take out weaker enemies with stealth attacks. But for the tough ones, you'll
Yeah, so you guys, if you guys haven't played the game, you could stealth to kill things and skip random, like the mini encounters and levels. But if the character is like glowing gold as a golden aura, then you have to fight them.
When
It's
you're
like
up against
mandatory.
Powerful enemies, you'll really need to think about your strategy.
From what you're
What's the
saying,
TLDR of
combat
this
in
game?
Etheria
It's a
really
game very
makes
similar
you
to other
think.
games like Epic 7,
So
like
Michael,
Gear
what's
Grinders,
your
and then it
advice
has
for new players?
its
How
primary
should they put
focus on the
together
end game
their
is
team of
PvP.
animus?
It's honestly not as complicated as it sounds, and it's super fun.
This game is
When you break
more
down the combat
J Sanctum. I would
and
say
team
it's
building,
more like
early in the
Honkai Star
story,
Rail in
you'll
terms
already
of
have
like
access to a
some of its
strong
presentation elements. Like
During
it's
the
different than
prologue,
those games,
Maggie
but it's
introduces
closest to
you
that.
4 powerful animuses from the Union, so you're set up for success right away. You'll meet Gray, who boosts critical damage.
I will say this, by the way, having
enemies
played
with
through
tough
and done some
Dorothy,
testing on the game
everyone
now,
builds up,
like you
and
know, just
SSR,
gets
Animus Leon
to
deals
be able to
with
put out some guides for you guys for like the beta test and stuff. Gray is a very powerful character
They're
to start with.
perfect for farming equipment dungeons and other early game content.
Like Gray is like the free character they give you that most people kind of ignore. Gray is
She'll carry
very
you
very
until You
good.
build more specialized teams.
Gray is basically the
You'll
Furious of
probably
this
see
game
her
if you've played
dominating PvP
E7.
matches too. Players love her.
It's obvious each animus has their own role in battle. Winning comes down to finding
You don't
the
have to
right
reroll
combination.
ATK.
Michael, can
You don't have to
tell us
reroll.
about
The
some
the
other
game
animus
literally
and
lets you just pick the
animus
5-star
and
that you start
For
with.
sure.
So you just take
Each
Tiamat.
animus in Etheria
And honestly, I will tell you right now,
And when we
Tiamat's my
launch on
number
June
one
5th,
recommendation to
you'll get
take at the
meet
start.
even more new
Originally, I
characters.
took her because she was
Let's give you
waifu
a
the
quick
first time
preview
I
of
played it.
5 new animus coming
But
at launch
right
on June
now,
5th.
I think
Real
she's the
Mocha,
strongest
the
character.
usual
I've tried
sweet,
other alternatives, and
sugar
gives you
loves
the
the
smoothest
spot.
progression to the end game.
Rosa, who's
Oh,
ruthless
she's
and
new.
intimidating. Tsukiyomi, the top student council president at
Oh, she's
13th
also
District
new.
High School. Born, one of Astro
Okay.
Music's 3 CEOs,
Okay, actually, these characters are actually sick.
Who's super energetic and always looking on the bright side.
Sounds like each animus.
Okay, so those 4 characters that just showed are actually really good. Those characters looked really sick, actually. That was one of my complaints, is I didn't like a lot of the base designs in the game originally, but I really liked all of those ones that they just showed.
Through various game modes, you'll be able to earn plenty of summoning resources to build your dream team.
Oh, and speaking of the big TV we mentioned earlier.
Whoa!
To summon new animus to
Whoa! All right, yo. So we pull for Freya, right? So we pull for Freya, right?
5 new SSR animuses will be joining the summon pool over time. But there's one more exciting addition, Freya. A brand new SSR will debut as the first featured character when the game officially launches.
Okay, so she's our
Let's check
first
out this
feature
short
back.
battle preview to see her in action.
All right, so what does she do?
一緒に夢へ入りたいの言っておくけど夢の中って危険なの
Oh, okay. All right, so okay, so she's a wind element.
嬉しいわもう夢の中で出会っているかもしれないけど
All right, so what do we do?
Skill 1. Freya deals 2 instances of damage to a single enemy. The first instance can apply 1 stack of Dreamlight to a random ally, while the second has a chance to apply Nightmare to the target enemy for 1
Okay.
turn. Dreamlight allows teammates to consume 1 stack of Nightmare and trigger Purify when a debuff is applied during their subsequent actions.
Okay, so basically it's like a cleanse. Her S1 gives you like a delayed
By
cleanse.
Nightmare is attacked, Freya's ally will recover some of her health.
Okay, so it's like a lifesteal and a cleanse, like, but they're delayed.
Progress increases by a certain amount. When an enemy gets a debuff, their action progress decreases by a certain amount.
This is actually pretty unique.
Freya grants all allies defense up and 2 stacks of Dreamlight for 2 turns. Ultimate skill. Freya grants all allies attack up for 2 turns, attacks all enemies, and deals 4 instances of massive damage, each with a chance to apply Nightmare for 1 turn. Freya possesses a variety of...
Okay, so I'll tell you right now, guys, like, this is a character that if you are going to be starting the game, this is a character you're going to want to pick up. Because the big things that you need at the start of this game, like, that really will help you are defense buff is very important at the start. Any way to amplify your damage, because base damage in this game is very low at the start, is going to be very important. And then healing is going to be very important. So when you think about it, this character gives healing to your team, a defense buff, and also amps your damage. This character is like actually just like the perfect character to start the game with. If you were going to re-roll the game at all, I would pick your character of choice, and I would absolutely slam to get this character. Yeah, this character is like perfect. Yeah, it also clears Doki Doki. Like, this character is very, very strong for Doki Doki. So Doki Doki is the level you farm in Etheria Restart to get the speed set, which speed in these games is king, in case you don't know. So if you want the smoothest start, that character seems like tailor-made to give you the best possible start.
Limited time featured summon, and this banner has a special feature every
Who is the blindfolded character? It's like Hoyan, I believe her name is. She is a single target DPS that if she secures a kill, she revives an ally.
50-50 chance involved. When you sub in your first SSR, it's guaranteed to be Freya.
Will all future limited time pools for new SSR animus work this
Doki Doki is speed set and counter set is what she drops.
Player can guarantee their favorite animus by investing a specific amount of resources.
That's awesome. Besides the limited time summon for new characters, are there other types of summons in Etheria?
Definitely. To welcome new players to Etheria,
Yeah, so this is your targeted summon.
Beginner exclusive summons. Guaranteed
So after 40 pulls, you get the character of your choice. So you just go through the roster, pick the character you want, 40 pulls, boom, you got it.
Animus Messiah. If you're a fan, don't miss your chance to add him to your team.
Now that we've covered,
So it looks like the first like light dark 5-star character is going to be Messiah. My opinion on Messiah from my time with the beta is that he's not very strong unless you like really like, if you really like him, get him, but my opinion is that he's not very strong.
Character's level and star rating. Here's the cool part. Every animus, regardless of rarity, can be upgraded to a maximum of 6 stars and level 50. You can also enhance their potential, upgrade skills.
This is one of the best parts of the game, by the way, is the way that they decided to do the upgrade system.
Etheria also has a unique matrix system for equipment.
This is actually the, if I'm being real, this is the best part of this game. Is the gearing system in this game is very, very good. It gives you a crazy amount of flexibility. Also, I need to know who this character is. I want this character.
Dealer relies on critical hits. You can maximize their potential by equipping 3 crit-related skills, just like in this demo. Right now, there are 21 different matrix effects in the game, offering boosts to stats like attack, defense, crit damage, healing,
there's
speed,
no 50-50
and more.
summons in this
On top
game.
of that, there are 6 specialized matrix effects that need specific combinations of modules and shells, each contributing 6 points to activate.
Yep.
Wait, Michael, that's a lot to process. Let's break it down step by step. First, can you tell us more about these modules you mentioned?
Sure thing. The module system gives players tons of customization options. The 3 modules on the left have fixed primary attributes, while the 3 on the right can be equipped with any primary attribute.
Like I said, this is similar to other genres like your E7s and stuff. So if you look at the left side is all fixed main stats. Right side is random main stats, right? And then obviously every 3 levels, when you upgrade it, you get a random substat. Like again, you've probably seen this system before.
You can earn modules by challenging 3 unique bosses in Threshold mode, each with 14 difficulty levels. Different bosses drop different modules, and the higher the difficulty, the better modules you get. That's great. And here's a cool feature. After beating a boss at a certain difficulty, you'll unlock...
Yeah, so this is going to be one of the first things that you'll probably see a guide from me on, is this guy Teramaton, because this is a really important thing for you to be able to clear early, because a lot of early game quests, you cannot, your progress literally stops unless you can clear it.
Now, besides modules,
so it's going to be one of your big focuses early on.
Complete the matrix setup. Mary, want to explain more about the shells?
So this is also, for those of you guys who haven't played this, shells is another thing. This is like your artifacts in E7, or like your light cones in HSR, right? Your W engines in ZZZ. But unlike those games where you need the gacha to get them, in this game they're just straight up farmable. You can just get them just by farming. But what makes you know, it's like a give and take. All of the really busted effects are free. You could get them, like, no need to pay. But they do have random set bonuses, so you'll need to farm to get the right set bonus you want. And so they count towards your set bonuses for, like, the various different effects.
By the way, Etheria also has...
Is there lifesteal equipment in this game? Yes.
You can save your favorite equipment setups.
One of the big things about this game, Zeno, is that sets are not like other games where it's like you have a 4-piece and a 2-piece. Every set is a 2-piece set in this game, but it's to different degrees. So like you might have a 2-piece lifesteal set that gives a little bit, and then 4-piece gives a medium amount, and then 6-piece of the set gives you like a ridiculous amount. So for example, like 2-piece speed is like 8% speed, but like 4-piece speed is 20% speed, and then like you get 35% speed for 6-piece speed. So like the more you stack, the higher the bonus.
To get Anima prototypes, so be sure to grab a screenshot. And don't forget, during the final test phase, you can...
So there you go, there's our final test redeem code. This will be up on their YouTube, so you'll be able to go back and look at it, or you could just watch the VOD on my YouTube to be able to get the thing. Oh my god, did the stream die? Did their stream die? Hold up. Did the stream die? Yo, stream, hello? 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 Dude, okay, so it's not just me. Stream just literally died. Hello? Hello?
You know what? I'm done playing nice with incompetent amateurs.
Oh no, it's back. Oh my god, dude. Wait, was that my girl Tanaka Rie? I did, Sin. It should be there. I did give it to you already. Did they have to restart the whole thing? I can't tell. I literally can't tell.
Welcome back to the Etheria official launch direct. Next up, we're diving into the game.
Okay, so no, that was just like a thing that just crashed it.
Etheria has even more exciting modes waiting for you. In the trial challenge, there are 4 unique challenge modes, each with its own gameplay style.
Okay, so Phantom Theater, by the way, is sick.
Then there's Animus Echoes, which features a variety of side stages centered around each Animus you can recruit. Clearing these stages rewards you with tons of goodies. summon vouchers, upgrade materials, and even avatars and other cosmetic items for your characters.
I don't know, Capella. That's just how it is.
Multiplayer challenge where two
So
hyperlinkers
so Phantom Theater is so cool, by the way, because this is like a PvE co-op PvE, right? So basically, like you can see, as you see right there, you basically are basically working together to fight the bosses. Ember is like similar to like Abyss or other challenging content from other games, like E7. This is literally just Abyss. I actually really like the way that they've done Ember in this game, because it has two different types of levels, right? So there's exploration, like puzzle levels, where you have like you're controlling the character third person. And then there are boss levels where it's just straight up like, this is a difficult boss, learn the mechanics so you just don't get to go anywhere.
Ethernet rally, where you'll build 3 Animus teams starting from different.
Oh, I actually haven't seen this. This is new.
To collect loot,
okay, so this is sick.
And ultimately defeat all the bosses for high quality rewards.
Alright, that's actually sick. So it has a roguelike mode. Okay, that's new.
From Animus Echoes, where you can dive into characters' backstories, to the high difficulty challenges.
It's like more like E7 slot cap.
The gameplay is challenging but super rewarding.
It's more like the any set can work on any character.
Time event modes alongside the 4 fixed modes in Trial Challenge. These rotating events are fun, easy to jump into, and packed with great rewards. The Cubic game is a mode where you use magical cards on randomly generated.
I actually really like this gameplay mode. It's like a puzzle. So how this game works is like a puzzle, right? So you kind of choose the shape, you drop it on the board, and if it overlaps with the avatars, you get bonus points. And then once you're done placing all your blocks, you basically have to fight all of the characters in a row, and they get harder for each time you've targeted them, but you get better rewards, and the rewards are really good.
During the event, you'll predict which team will win the championship. Guess correctly.
ATK, I feel a little bit better about it, but it was largely the same game. About like what I've played is largely the same game, but what I'm seeing here in this, they didn't have that like gameplay mode where it has the map. All those new characters you saw, we didn't have that, right? They basically took everything and kind of expanded upon it. One of the big things I was worried about was not enough content.
And start enjoying everything it offers.
So them adding basically 2 new game modes off rip, plus also introducing like 6 characters that are really good looking. I'm pretty happy about that, because that was one of my big complaints, is that I felt that like half the roster it didn't feel appealing. It felt it's very samey, like I had already seen it before.
Learn the ins and outs of the game while earning some awesome rewards along the way. Plus the powerful starter.
Yeah, so if you've played other games like E7, like this Animus Fate track is kind of like your guide to get you started on the game. You just basically follow everything that it says, right? Leanne, who's the main character, the girl on the left, most of the quests are basically revolving around her, like leveling her up, skilling her up, making sure that you upgrade her equipment, right? Make sure you bring her to this level to clear stuff.
Let's take a look.
Hey guys, HellHades here. Today I'm going to be bringing you some awesome news. The team at hellhades.com, we're going to be collaborating with Etheria Restart, and we're going to be creating guides, we're going to be doing hero tutorials and more, all the things you'd expect from the...
I actually am not sure. I've never heard of HellHades.
It's going to go live in April when the game launches into beta. Etheria Restart has got tons of content already, both PvE and PvP, including live arena on launch. And when the HellHades team got to try the game, we knew we wanted to cover it. It's got so much packed into it. We know the community is going to love it. It's just so much depth, different builds, different characters.
I will say that's the big thing.
So we know you're going to need those walkthroughs from hellhades.com. So mark the date, 5th of June. That's when Etheria Restart is going to go live. Let's hyperlink.
Did I get a feel for the story yet? I've only been able to play the first 10 chapters or so. It's a bit confusing. It starts off very good, gets very confusing, and that's kind of where I left it, because they don't want us to get too far ahead to figure out all the mysteries, right? Basically, if you played the closed beta back in January, you've seen as much story as I've seen.
In Etheria, you can create your own union and invite friends to join. In your union, you'll earn daily rewards just for signing in. Work together on weekly tasks for...
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna make a union for this game, so if you guys do want to actually, like, you know, jump into my union, I'll definitely make one for this. I can't promise you it'll be the best possible guild, but We'll try our
Also
best.
contribute meme wishes
I do think this is also a very good system, by the way. So the unions let you kind of trade fragments daily, and if you get enough of them, you can redeem them for a dupe of a character of your choice. So like, you don't feel pressure to get dupes in this game because you'll eventually, on a long enough timeline, get them from just being in an active union. We demand the very best.
When you finally defeat the boss, you'll get a victory chest packed with
Yeah. World boss is like every day also. World boss actually has strategy. It's not like a cutscene. You actually have to try, right? And if your guild obviously defeats it, then you get a bunch of stuff like they just said.
PvP experience does the game offer?
With such a
Yeah,
strong
and
foundation of single-player story, deep progression systems, and a wide variety of enemies for PvE.
Oh, there's Union Battle. So yeah, United Front. So this game has Guild Wars.
We want to deliver a thrilling competitive experience through the arena.
Ooh, that's new.
PvP mode. That's why we
They changed the layout, like the UI for this. It looks nicer. Like this didn't have Oboro before. This is still the same, but those first three, yeah.
You get daily to challenge other players' defensive.
Any positives to the gacha? No 50-50, 100 summons to pity, right? They weekly they give you packs that that are cheaper than just buying summons like normally. No need to get like specific artifacts, light cones, etc. I think Etheria is on mobile. I believe it should be. I play it on Steam, and I know it's on PC, but I believe it is on mobile.
You
Yeah.
got it. The Summit Arena is a real-time RTA PvP mode where you face off against other hyperlinkers in live
Yeah, so if you
time.
played
And
Epic 7's
yes,
PvP, this is
supports
basically the
global
same.
cross-server
One person gets first pick, you both draft 5, you strike 1, and yes, there are certain modes where you have third pick ban
During
protection.
this phase, neither side can pick the same character.
This is Etheria
Both
Restart. This is a
sides
new
show
gacha
5
game
races.
coming
You'll
out
get
that
to
is
stand
very
on your
similar to
own.
games like Epic
The
7.
strategic battle begins right from the selection phase.
Like Raid Shadow Legends, Summoner's War,
Outlander
Epic
Security.
7, it's the same
Summit
gameplay
Arena
style.
also offers rank up rewards, including unique avatar frames for reaching certain tiers. At the end of the season, you'll earn special rewards based on your final ranking.
Summit Arena.
I'm believing, I don't know at the moment, Forgiven, nothing is like out of the realm of possibility. Like this is like a, the devs, as far as I know, they're a bit of a smaller company, but if the game really takes off, then they might do a console play.
The third arena is called the Fearless Arena.
I haven't heard this
It's an
one.
Official light esports mode. Here you can quickly match with 8 hyperlinkers to compete in a Fearless Cup event. The event runs every Saturday and Sunday.
Ooh,
and you
this
can
is new.
participate as many times as you want during that period. 8 players compete, advancing round by round until a champion.
Oh, it's a
emerges.
tournament mode.
The prize, decisive star emblems, can be exchanged for rewards in the arena shop, including
Dude, this is sick, actually.
Chaku skin.
It's amazing to see a mini.
That's
tournament
so
right in this
sick!
game. I can't wait to jump into the test and start.
Okay,
battling
that's
other players
actually a
online.
sick gameplay mode.
That's not all. We're putting
It has, yeah, so it has an RTA shop,
GG mode
but
called United Front.
that's
This
so
mode will
sick,
launch
dude. So you
after the
queue,
release
and you
of
get
the
matched with
service.
7
So
people at the
stay
same
tuned
time. You
for
fight a
all
random
the
one.
details
If you
for
win, you move on into the top 4. And if you're the last one standing, right, then you get a bunch of rewards. And you could do it multiple times on the weekend.
After some intense battles, a champion was crowned, and players saw the incredible variety of team compositions and strategies that RTA gameplay offers. So,
No, it's not,
after
Tom.
the official launch, can we expect more exciting tournaments?
Absolutely. Players
Uh-oh. Did their stream die again? Yeah, it is PvP. Yup, their stream died again. Well, we tried. Yes, the game has PvP. The game has arena, world arena, and it also has
thrilled to
what's his
announce
name? It
the
also has
Etheria
Guild War.
World Summit, the ultimate global tournament for Etheria fans. Let's check out this short trailer.
What do you mean by that, Shell Shock? Oh, there's qualifiers in each region, including America. All right. Hey, good old Timaeus is in there. Yeah, dude, it's a global invitation.
Hi, February Linkers. I'm the tournament manager of Etheria. The Etheria World Summit, EWS, will officially begin following our global...
Yeah, it already has esports plans from the start, yes.
Open to all, where victory is the only
So,
rule.
my thoughts when I played Etheria were that I thought it had a lot of potential, but I didn't think it was ready from what I saw in January. This is all very impressive.
After the official launch in June, the top 128 players will receive.
So if you're the top 128 on the ladder, you get a chance to, for whatever this big tournament is.
Selection will be based on in-game summit arena rankings across both the final test and the post-launch period. All participants will receive rewards, with the top 3 earning cash prizes. The best player will get.
You guys hear that?
To face a legendary player in a real-time 1v1 duel and earn a direct ticket to the EWS Grand Finals.
Yo, did you guys hear that though? So it's based on the best players from not only the game post-launch, but if you're one of the best players from the beta, you will also get to go play at the finals. So if you want to give it a try and just try hard like crazy during the beta, that's pretty good.
Please stay tuned to our official announcements.
Yep, so you go. May 8th is when it starts.
Wow, how did Chaku suddenly turn into such a
Wilson,
cool
honestly, it's looking pretty good, promising, everything from this live stream.
For your challenge at EWS.
We're gearing up to launch our first official tournament right after the game's release. Players who compete in Summit Arena during the final test and after the launch will have a chance to qualify. Make sure to follow Etheria's official community for updates, and let's see who emerges as the strongest player.
That wraps up the first part of our Etheria Direct. A huge thanks to Michael for walking us through so much of the game's content.
And thank you all for tuning in. We can't wait to welcome you to the official launch of Etheria.
Yes.
Wait, what's happening to Michael?
Officially launches on June
Michael.
5th, and pre-registration is now open.
Why are they making it seem like they're just gonna off Michael off screen? They're just gonna get rid of him.
Etheria website. Pick your platform.
They're like, sorry, Michael, your time has come.
Exclusive rewards. When the game goes live,
So Etheria 0605, so the launch date.
Obtain Anima prototype. So be sure to take a screenshot and save it. Additionally, during the final test phase, players
Am I in that tournament? I don't know. I actually don't know. Like, I don't think so. Not, I haven't heard anything.
Up next is the second part of our preview stream, the Superlink Conference, hosted by our community manager, Chris. He'll be joined by several content creators and the Etheria director for an in-depth discussion about the game.
Now, let's hand things over to Chris, Etheria's community manager. See you later.
Goodbye.
All right. So let's see. I'm curious to who they interviewed. Yeah, I think Deity is one of them in for this. Yeah, if Etheria restart gets an anime before E7, I'll restart the world into E8. That's funny.
Hello, Hyperlinkers. I'm Chris, the community manager.
Oh, Vulcan! Oh, Zox as well. And Sean B. So Zox, Sean B. Okay, I actually know all of these guys.
For our viewers. I'm here with the game director and 3 amazing content creators, Zoxus, Sean B, and Vulcan, to discuss some big topics you guys are most excited about. Before we start, let's get some introductions, starting with Jack.
Hello, Hyperlinkers. This is Jack, the game director of Etheria. The whole team have been working on this project for more than 3 years, and we are so excited we are about to launch. So hope you enjoy tonight's show.
What's up, everyone? I'm Zox. I've been basically, covering every single beta that this game has had, bringing you guys.
Hey, this guy, that microphone looks familiar.
So yeah, I'm just really hyped to see all the things that you guys are going to be able to experience.
So.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean B. I've been making content for turn-based RPG for many years now, and I came across Etheria recently, and I am blown away by how good the game looks, and I'm so excited to try the game out in the official launch later this year.
He's been covering the newest one. I think it's like Phantom,
5 to 7 years
something
now.
or other.
I really love turn-based games. It's a genre I've been really fond of, especially the ones
Vulcan's
where
a good
you've
dude.
got some competitiveness in it. In the last beta for Etheria, I managed to finish rank 1 in Arena, so it's safe to say I tried pretty hard in that beta, and I've been hanging out for the release since then, so definitely looking forward to the release of the game.
Welcome, everybody. First, I want to hear your thoughts. So, after watching this new live stream, what stood out to you guys the most, and what are you most?
You know why I probably didn't get invited to this? I'll just put it out there. The reason I probably didn't get invited to this is because I was very critical of this game.
I'll go first. So I've been basically, like I mentioned before, covering Etheria since the very beginning. Basically looking for new character reveals, making videos on like anything, basically a new unit, and anything that basically is fresh coming into the game. With that
Say it
being
with your
said,
chest, yeah. No, that's the thing. Like you guys, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I'll hold devs to stuff, man.
brand new characters coming.
I want, if I'm gonna dive into a game, bro, I want to know that if I give it 100%, that the devs give it 100%.
Such a short time. Could you share a bit of your character design philosophy?
Character design philosophy. That would be interesting.
First, thanks, Dux, for supporting Etheria for the long time, and we are.
I would actually want to hear this as well.
And you make really great content. And back to your question. So, because we are a strategy turn-based RPG, so the character is the really a fundamental pillar of our game. So our first goal is to create as much as characters with diverse and identity. So we put a lot of resource and
I want this Rosa character.
Aspect.
I really like her design.
We created more than 3.
Based on her design, she looks like she'd be similar to Victorica.
So from the
Victorica, Veronica, that's her name. Oh my god, they both have the K. Yeah, Veronica. She has great personality, I agree.
So there are multiple.
So she has 106 speed. Okay, so she's very slow, that girl that we just saw, Rosa.
Actually, there are.
She's a very slow character.
Characters already start in working in process. So that's why we can manage to release so many characters, and in the future we will release more characters that will bring new experience to the game.
Well, thanks, Jack.
Okay.
Vulcan, do you have any questions on this?
The game has a 3x auto speed, so it's very fast.
I really do appreciate you getting us involved. I've loved the little chat we had beforehand, getting to know you. I'm really excited about what you can bring to this game and to the players as well. Now, obviously, I played pretty hard through the last beta, thoroughly enjoyed myself, and there was already a lot of content in the game from that point there, but you do have a bunch of other content still to come as well that you've released. What's the plan on rolling out all the extra content? Is it all going to be there at launch? Is it going to drip feed in so people aren't overwhelmed? Like, what's the general idea of releasing content and the philosophy around that?
We've now heard more from Etheria's director than we have from E7's the last one. That's actually true.
And
that's a good sign, by the way. If a dev, like he is literally the director, if he is willing to sit there in front of the camera and answer your questions, that's a good sign. That is a very good sign for a game. One of the reasons why a game like Nikke is so popular and is so loved is because the director will publicly address questions like every single major patch. It's massive. It's especially for certain regions like Japan. It's massive. That is everything to them.
Game experience is our goal.
Yeah, Girls Frontlines does it also. Yeah.
We divide our system into 3 parts. You have daily challenges that you can grant your resource to upgrade your heroes.
Oh my god, that is so much. I'm looking at the red resource right there, the 303k at the top center. That's like his gacha currency.
Challenge to test if you have a good enough build and that. And there are the third part is events.
Oh, these are all new.
More new events.
Candy Party, Dazzler, like Dazzler Pulse was in the beta, but like Candy Party, Blessings Galore, right? Fusion Cup, and like that, all that stuff is new.
We also have 2 parts is the union, right? The union is the social part, and you can play with other players.
Oh yeah, this game is gonna be. There's gonna be a lot to learn with this game.
It's one of the most.
I will say this game is very, very deep, very, very challenging.
We have RTA, and you already.
It's not. This game, one of the things I would say that it could do a little bit better is it could do a little bit of a better job holding your hand at the start. Because this game is definitely a, like, you could definitely get into it if you're a new player, but this game is, like, very, very much rewards experience if you have it with these kind of genres. If you're no stranger to turn-based RPGs, there's going to be a lot to work with here. Especially because the modules, which are like the gearing system, is so deep in this game. You can build characters so many ways. Like it's way more than any other game I've ever played.
Game framework is ready, so that's why we're about to launch the game. So I hope everybody is excited and looking forward to it. Thanks.
Yeah, super exciting.
The release date is June 5th.
Wow,
Okay, so you're saying it's not free to play friendly? I kind of disagree because from what I can gather, the rates are very good. Right, they're better than most other games. Like Nikkei still has better rates, but every other game that I've seen besides it.
There's also this thing called the
Hold on.
Fearless Arena. Like, what is that? Like, how's that different from the RT?
Okay, so he's explaining the tournament mode. But,
Yeah, I think we already
so, but yeah, basically, dupes, as far as I know, don't apply in PvP, and the rates are actually pretty
In
good.
this market or in this genre, we have the traditional arena. That means it's you.
Again, the other thing though is the gearing system, right? Obviously, the person who gets like really high speed or lucky substats is probably gonna have an advantage. But what really interests me is the game has like 30 gear sets, and you can mix and match all of them, and it's not like E7 where you only can choose 2 sets, right? This game is like, oh, I can play 3 or 4 sets bonuses at the same time to varying like degrees. Like, so you could go like, I'm gonna go speed, lifesteal, counter set all at the same time, but like it won't be like as good as if you went all counter set, right? Like you'll only maybe have like a 10% to counter set, like 30%. So you could kind of like fully customize how you want to play the game. So like when I was playing in the beta before, like I had my tank on like lifesteal counter.
These ideas coming out. That's why we put this Fearless Arena. Actually, it's a light tournament and in-game. It's an in-game tournament.
That's what I'm saying. You almost like never know what your opponent's running.
There we will match 8 players, and it's a tournament, and after 3 or 5 matches there's a champion. So we hope it's a brand new experience. I never had see this kind of system in this genre, so we hope it will bring brand new experience to our.
Yeah, but I will say it again, guys. This Freya unit, I think, is a must pull for new players.
I'm super excited to see it in motion.
Yeah, the Fox Girl Red, she plays like a Bologna.
Into the topic of
She's like it's basically she's like an AoE DPS. The closest character I can think of might be like Sylvan Sage Vivian for E7. It's an AoE DPS that ramps up over time. So like if the battle goes really long, she hits like an absolute truck. The problem is that you have to protect her because she doesn't really have any defensive skills. She's very fragile.
Yeah, so for me, I'm probably gonna talk for a little bit on this one because this is something that I'm really passionate about. And
how many characters were there already? There's about maybe 18 to 24 stars and maybe about 12 5-stars.
In these types of games where
it's like 12 5-stars, like 4 light and dark 5-stars, and then a bunch of 4-stars, like I said, 18 to 20.
I always hate summoning weapons on a banner. There is nothing worse than that for me. Whereas in this game,
yeah, it's farmable.
Shells, which once again, they're actually really cool. Like,
is there any early access? Yes, May 5th or May 8th. That's what May 8th is when we're going to be getting a beta that you'll be able to play for 10 days. Anything you purchase in the beta should carry over to the full release. Right, use the beta to kind of get your legs underneath you and really like dive into the game. The game is very grindy, I will say that. If you like to play grindy games, this game is very grindy.
Have 4 of these pieces, whatever it is. So I thought that's really interesting. The module system with the shells combined with
Slot Capsule, as far as I know, dupes I don't believe affect PvP. They are only for PvE. And the dupes in this game are very tame. It's like, it'll be like, dupe 1 is like 5% attack, 5% HP, 5% defense, and then dupe 2 will be like 5% crit chance, and then you'll get like, basically it's all like stats. It's like 5% of a stat. So like if you go like all 6 dupes, it's like, okay, you get like an extra 10% HP, 10% crit, 10% attack, and like, maybe the damage multiplier on one of your moves is like 5% higher. They're not like crazy. It's not like a Hoyo game.
And the module together to get these matrix points.
I believe so, Shellshock.
Fully built, of course, with your enemies, your character. So,
but anything you buy, right? Like, so if you buy like 50 summons, you'll get those refunded in the original release.
Because before this,
again, if I were you, I would just try. If you are interested in the game, try the game out when the game goes into beta. You'll have 10 days to really mess around with it. And if you like it, then you try it out on June 5th. Like, I'll be playing the game, I'll be covering the game.
On the market, we can just take one. We think okay enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things in this game. There's some things that I'm unsure of though.
during
Right.
the very early stage.
I'm sure
you are
if I
just
covered this game,
not
anybody who
have
watched
much
my review probably is gonna like give me
it's just,
like slack
too
for it,
similar
but
with others, and there's no fresh experience. And we also found the build is quite limited.
I'm trying to hear what he's saying real fast.
After you play a while,
But
it's
everything I've seen so
kind
far
of
in this
it's
beta
preset, you can only
suggests
follow
good
this kind of
things, right?
rules. So
Dev
we think about
communication,
how
more
could we
PvE
improve
content.
this.
They have improved the character
Because
designs,
we
right? They've added more
our goal is we want to
PvP
create
content, right, with this Fearless
a
Arena.
diverse and so the rich combinations or builds of the strategy. The player, even the playstyle of the players, they can choose their own way. So when we come up this
See, that is the most appealing part of the game, is that you have flexibility on how you want to play the game. This is not like a game where there's only like 20 sets or something, and it's like, oh, if you choose like these 10 sets, then you can only choose from these 10 like subsets. Right? It is literally every single set is a subset. If you keep stacking it, it gets better.
Of course, you may think a little bit complicated for beginners, but
Is PvP hard to get into? I don't ever think any PvP is hard to get into in these games. You just play the game, figure out what you did wrong.
Step by step.
And if you're like keep getting rolled, then maybe consider the way you're drafting, considering your composition, start considering how you're building characters. But like, look at all the stuff. See,
We hope in the end everybody get familiar with this.
so I like how they actually do this. This is new. They show you all of the sets so that way you can easily tell what each set does. This was not in the original one. So this basically teaches you what all the sets do. So you can see, like, look, there are 5 different speed sets that all do different things. They all give speed, but one gives more damage, one gives more HP, one gives more defense, one gives like additional effects like dual attack chance.
I think that kind of like leads into like the idea.
Oh, dude, yo, you have to like. There is so much depth to this gearing system. This is the most in-depth gearing system I've ever seen. I think it's the game's biggest strength.
To approach basically trying to maintain you know, basically the balance between character variety and the strategic diversity in combat, because I think one of the things with a lot of PvP games is that especially when you, I guess, have both PvP and PvE, but seeming that we're kind of leaning more towards the PvP side, like that's something that you really want to always kind of like try to maintain, like player interest, but also like what matters to that specific type of game mode. And I guess kind of a
one of the things I hope that they'll adjust in this beta, by the way, is XP needed to level characters. The XP, like the items, like you have to farm way too much XP. I feel like in the game in its current state.
Completely fresh that creates its own meta. And I think the last part I want to add to that also is how often can players actually expect to see characters added as well.
Okay. Yeah, it's
no, Doki Toki. As far as I know, there's not like some kind of in-game like gear optimizer. But what this game does have is you could save loadouts. So if you like, let's say you have like an opener, right, like a fast character. You build them perfectly the way you like them. You could save their loadout and then just go, okay, all my speed gears on them for PvP. I'm gonna move it all over to my farming team real fast. All right, with the touch of a button, and then when it's time for PvP, you just press the button, move everything back. So it's super easy to just like save loadouts, and it's not like I save a loadout for like this guy here, Hellkid or Messiah. Like let's say you build a build for Messiah, it doesn't just save it to Messiah, it saves it in your inventory. You can move Messiah's loadout to any other character in your inventory like that.
PvE content or even specific.
Yeah, there's no unequip cost. You can literally move like if you wanted to, you could literally just farm 4 god sets and just move it to the 4 characters you play all the time. That would suck for PvP, but if you just only care about PvE, you could just build 4 god characters and just keep moving the sets around.
It cannot be replaced by another one, and then it has its own position. Then it's useful in this whole system. But the thing is, we also have to. When we want to make sure it's balanced in PvE, that's easy because we have all these systems, and PvE it's
this character here, by the way, Hellkid, this character is very strong. I'm gonna probably make like 5 characters I think are worth like reroll, like starting as your starting role. He's definitely gonna be one of them, I think.
Characters, if it's OP or it can, if it's how to say, if it's too.
Tiamat's though my number 1. I'll tell you right now, like spoiler alert, Tiamat's my number 1 character to pick up if you're a new player.
PvP, it's a little bit challenging because when we go to
This character is also insane, by the way. This one here, I haven't seen people talk about that character. That character's insane.
So that's why we
The little girl with the goggles.
We had
her Dorothy. She's very good.
And we design a new character.
I don't think she's good like early on in the game, but I see much potential with her later on in the game. She's very similar to like an auxiliary lot, but she's also a cleanser.
Millions of
I think Cleave comps will definitely take advantage of her.
Summarize some reports, and our balancing designer will check this report regularly and see if the new character is OP or not. And then, of course, we will also based on our
This is not PvP.
all these designers, they have to.
This is not PvP you're looking at. This is this is like an Abyss. What you're looking at here is Abyss.
Trust only the data, but also the
there's two types of PvE fights. There's 4v4, which is the standard ones, and then for difficult content, it's 5. You get 5 characters.
We just want to.
So there's like 2 sets of PvE content, 4v4, and then for really hard content, it's 5v5.
Of course, we hope to back to our goal. We want to keep this builds and the gameplay.
That's Tiamat. The girl who summons the tornado is Tiamat. That's, like I said, that's the #1 character, I think.
Yeah. Hope I answered your question. Yeah.
I'm very glad to hear that there are tools behind the scene to allow the dev to play the game, to test with so many combinations to keep the character balanced. But with that amount of game content, and also in the future we're releasing so many new characters all the time, how do you make sure that all these characters will stay relevant throughout the time? Because in game like this, we know that newer character gets stronger and stronger and stronger.
So he's asking how to address power creep.
Irrelevant. So is there a plan for balance patches or just adjustment to the character to allow them to stay relevant?
Wait, are we nerfing?
In the future?
Yeah. I think what you mentioned, it's the general market is doing, right? So we see a lot of games when they release a new character.
Yo, please tell me nerfs. If you tell me nerfs, I'm all in.
And you have to, because it's always in the feature banner. So it's business. We understand, but we think a little bit different, because in our system we are not only PvE game. We have PvP. If we do this way, it's really hard. It's a really huge pressure for the players. They have to purchase, they have to chase the new characters every single time. I think even we are players, we play other games. It's a huge pressure for us. So we think it's what is better ways is we create a cycle. It's a cycle means it's a counter cycle with different builds. So it can't say, oh, this build it's the best and you must have. You can choose your own play style. Like we said, if you want to play really tanky, you don't need to chase the speed, right? You don't have to the first speed, and even there's a first high speed hero. You don't have that because your playstyle is tanky. You just need more HP and even.
All right. That. He said I don't need to chase speed.
We want not only these SSR or feature banner heroes is the most powerful. You can see from the last betas, a lot of SRs, even in these tournaments, a lot of SRs are very useful, I would say, with some characters, of course. When they create a build, even some SRs are the key roles for this build. So in this way, we want to get less pressures for players. They are easy to create a build they want, and they can even beat most of the PvE content, and then even in the RTA and other arenas.
I like what he's saying, but like we're also like not quite answering the question.
The counter is not simple. Stronger the best. No, it's a counter circle. So we have different builds that counter each other. So I think that's our design philosophy, and so no worry about the how to say, the unbalance of the new heroes. But of course, bring new heroes is always our goal. As I said. We want to just the new hero or new characters. It's just new experience or new builds. It's not that stronger. It's new. It's different. So I think that's our way. Yeah.
I would like him to have answered.
Game that I think will be a key
if we're like, are we open to nerfs?
The cycle that you talked about. You know, with every animus having like a different position in the meta, I feel like we're gonna see like an always evolving meta where people are like practicing different strategies and you know, we'll find out that, oh, one little strategy works on this character super great, and then it shifts everything.
Yeah.
And then a new character comes out, and then things start to shift.
Yeah, I need that's one of the big things for me. It's like, are we open to nerfs? If we're open to nerfs, I'm in. Like I'm 100% in. Like I'm already in, but I would like be super in.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
that's our goal.
So playing off of that, let's address the question that many players.
I agree,
are
Otaku.
concerned about. All of you guys have.
I want
played
Etheria
many
to do well,
so what
right? Like
lessons-
I'm very skeptical, but I want the game to do well because it forces competition.
With this one, and
It's only W's for the players.
I have from the beta because
If Etheria is good, it forces every other game around it to be better.
have the 50-50 system,
Which forces
so I
Etheria to be
mentioned
better,
earlier, I
right?
hate
Steel
when
sharpens
banners,
steel.
They're not in the game. Fantastic. Let's go farm that stuff. That is perfect for me. But with the
I believe
50-50,
CN.
I noticed that when we have, I thought it was a very interesting system. When we have the rate up banners, at least in the last beta, I can't remember the exact numbers, but we had the new character, they get their rate up banner. Now you don't have a soft pity, and it's a higher pity, and I believe it was around 100. But if you get a, what do we want to call it, 5-star SSR, I can't remember the actual terminology, I apologize. But if you get the high rarity character, there's no 50-50. You get that character that is on the banner.
Yeah.
That is it. Whether you beat the pity
There's
or
no
not,
50-50s in this game. It's straight up, you get the character that you want,
you know
period.
you're getting that character. I think that is a fantastic system. And I absolutely love that because that covers one of the big pain points for a lot of people. At least if you're planning out, you know, okay, this is exactly how much I will need.
Beta is May 8th. Full release is June
The other
5th.
thing that we had was even the rate up banner characters in the beta were in the standard banner, which the standard banner has a lower pity, it has the soft pity, but obviously you don't get to choose who you're going for, so that's the trade-off there. The one question that I had from that beta, because you know sometimes in beta you're only getting the one character, so it's not a new release, is when a new character releases, how long before they go into the standard banner,
Okay.
not just their rate up banner?
Okay, so because we are still a gacha game, gacha is one of the also interesting and exciting part for this kind of, because you always got how to say, there's exciting and there's hoping really want the characters you really want. So we are players. When we do this, we are not just as developers, because
Okay.
when you are developers, just think of business, the KPIs. You know, oh, we have to do this, we have to do that.
Yeah.
But most of our developers, they are also a huge fan of this genre of turn-based games and gacha games and JRPG of this kind of stuff. So when
Okay,
we
so-
present this crucial part, because it's talk about monetization.
Do characters go
right?
into standard
We are
banner?
A business company, we have to make sure this game can run continuously, and we can then.
I agree, it should be
the
100%.
revenue we generate can support our future development. But again, back to our player experience, we are also frustrated. We still frustrated when we pull in some other games when you get this 50-50. So like you said, so that's why at first we just decide to totally remove that. But
Okay.
when you get the feature banner, you will guarantee it's the.
Yeah, see, that's how I feel about it as well, Jazzy.
There was no 50-50.
I am
And,
optimistic
back to
about
your
the game.
question,
I have
if
some
there's a new
concerns, but
chapter
I'm
introduced,
optimistic about the game.
And from the very beginning, when we launched this new feature banner, the feature character already in the standard banner, so there you don't have to wait.
Wait.
You don't have to
Wait, characters when a character gets added to the game, they're not in just the rate up banner, they're in the standard banner.
Anymore. You will need to wait 6 months or 3 months like that. No, this won't happen.
It's
in
instant. Instant. So like if you have like summons on the standard banner, you could just randomly luck into the character the day they come out.
How this rare, including. So
That is a good system.
sure, you know how rare that, and so it's a big decision. We put these characters in this standard banner. Yeah.
Yeah, it's instantly in standard.
Like, that's insane.
That's a good
And
feeling.
I also noticed that when I was playing the beta, I think the cost of summon, I felt it was a bit lower than usual. Is that a thing in this game?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention that. So back to these things. So what we think, another thing is, it's just about 50-50. It's just the how to say, it's what you say. It's a setting. It's a design. But actually, the thing is behind that is it's how you're pricing your game. So we generally think it's just in this market it's just too expensive. As a player, as ourselves, when we play this game, it's too expensive. You have 50-50, then you have this duplicate system.
All right.
You need to pull 5 or 6 times to get a full character. So this you can see in Etheria, we don't change this by later one. It's separate. No, it's not separate. It's behind.
Dev actually says gacha games are too expensive.
So we did several
W take.
reduce the cost of the players to make this game play affordable. So one thing you see is we remove the 50-50 system. Another thing is we put this high rarity, even the featured characters into this standard banner. We let these free-to-play players can easily get them by lucky and or by hard working to collect more these free resources. And another thing is we reduce the price. So I think it's a standard price is 160 gems or crystals or any other concept.
160. Yeah, it's 100 in this game.
Other games, but we reduced it to 100. That's already a huge discount. So in one pool, you only need 100 crystals in our game. And another thing is, we had a lot of season also give quite a lot of free pools, free.
I'm sorry, so I can't boost the volume anymore. It's just their stream is just that quiet. Like I literally, you can see I have the volume all the way maxed out.
Free play friendly. We hope a lot of players, if you love our game, you can support us. Of course, then we can create more content for you. But we also
I'll turn up. That's as high as I could take it.
The free play players are even larger audience base, so we know that, and so we want everybody to enjoy our game. So we want these players to have a better experience. So we made these several changes. So that's what we think.
They make a lot of good changes, Remnant.
For the price, even the price in general.
And
they're making it easier to get characters.
The light and dark units are also in this. Like, so you have a rate up banner for normal elements, and then
yeah, okay, so from what I have played, Doki Toki,
have a standard banner for
the light and dark characters are a bit harder to get.
You can still get those light dark units from the standard element standard banner, which I couldn't believe it when I got my Lily in the beta from that banner, because that is like, that's a massive thing. Like, you don't see that with light dark units typically in these style of games. And on top of that,
no, yeah, E7 has this feature. Like, if you played E7, you know this. Basically, you can pull light and dark 5-star characters out of the standard banner. I've done it multiple times in so far. I've pulled like 5 or 6 of them.
Even a bit later, but even at launch, you've got those cheaper summons.
I believe this is mobile and
A
PC.
lower pity and a soft pity, which makes it a lot.
I've only
easier
played the
to get
PC
more
version, but I'm being told there is a
characters.
mobile.
So you can put your emphasis there to build out your roster and then start targeting new characters as they come out. And you can do that because of the system of everyone going straight in. Even if you start a bit later, you still have that option to get a really good roster of characters from just using that standard banner. So I think the playoff between the standard.
So the fact that characters are in standard banner, like you save for raid ops and get the characters you want. But otherwise, you could just go standard, and once you have you're content with like your roster, then you just save for raid ops.
Dupe system, right? Duplicates. So in Etheria, you only need one, and 5 is different. You need 5, it's 5 times expensive, more expensive, right? So when you get 1, you get unlock the full mechanics. You only need the in-game free upgrade resource to upgrade the skills, and but the mechanics of the skills, it's already there. You only get 1, it's enough. I think that's also a big decision, but we hope it will create a better experience for players in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that is a pain point for a lot of players in gacha games, especially recently, where it's like, oh, if you want to like this, you can get this character, but if you want to play them the way they were intended to be played, you need to actually get 3 copies of them and their weapon, and it's just not feasible. When I looked at the duping system on my first stream when I played Etheria, I was like, no way, these are just very simple stat increases. So
Yeah.
there is a benefit to it.
Yeah,
but it's
okay.
not like a benefit that changes the game.
Yeah, this is how I felt as well. Basically, it's like an imprint. It's the imprint system from E7. Like, dupes are basically like worth a small amount of stats.
Here, so I'm going to keep going. The other thing
Yes,
that you
exactly,
mentioned was
Luxeus.
one of the biggest things is the no more leveling up fodder characters to feed to.
Yeah,
increase
like when you
your,
listen to the stuff that they're
rankings
talking
for
about in this game, it
your
feels
characters.
very
So
like
that is a
intentional. They're
big
coming
thing.
for summoners where they're coming for
Half
E7.
the time you spend is just repeating campaign stages just to level up that fodder, which has its purpose, but it's a bit tedious and it's not as exciting. Whereas in Etheria, all those
They're also going for
series keep
HSR. They're
upgrading
trying to
the
change
characters,
the way that
upgrading
we
to
think about the
advanced
systems.
in-game
Like, and that's what I'm saying.
systems, quote-unquote tower mode, all that sort of stuff. That's where you can get all those
Steel
things,
sharpens
and it
steel,
came at a
basically.
pretty decent rate. You can also somewhat farm them in the experience stage if you want.
This
to as
game
well,
launches
and then use these
on
queues up as
June
well.
5th with
There is
an
that
open
option if
beta
you
for you to
really
try on
desperately
May
get
8th.
you up. But in general, the income felt pretty good of them, and it just means that when you're actually spending your stamina in game, it's always going to be something exciting. Either you're going for modules or you're going for shells. And for me, when I play these style of gacha games, that's almost
Yeah,
as
the beta's
fun
open.
as
You don't need to do
summoning
anything. You can
a
just
character
jump
is
in, try the game
seeing
out May
I've
8th.
got that, that god tier piece of gear with the 4 optimal substats, and stuff like that. So I think it just makes the general daily gameplay a lot more exciting because that leveling up in the campaign stages is now sort of removed from the game.
Yeah, it's the final beta,
This
Lost
I
Fate.
want to add,
There
two
is a
more
PC
things,
client.
because I think this
The
is,
story, from what
the
I
duping
played,
system
is it
and
starts
for
off
this,
strong and then it gets a little
we don't
murky.
have
I don't
to
know
have
where,
this
like,
feed other
they don't let us
characters
play the
to
whole
other
thing.
characters.
The previous beta did
This
not let us play the whole thing.
is from
You
the
probably, until
community,
the launch,
because they talk
you probably
about
won't be able to
give us
experience the whole thing.
feedback,
What I
times
will
and
say
times.
is,
You shouldn't do this.
story is a
You
little bit
shouldn't do this, because
nonsense at parts, but
a lot
the
of people
voice
talk
acting is
about
very
this, we
good.
think we really take it serious, and it's really
It's fully voiced, and the voice acting is very good.
the painful experience when they play other games. So as a game release in 2025, so I think the thing is we want to create just a better experience. So we hear from the community and we make these 2 changes. And we think it's, even for ourselves, it's much easier because we also play that it's really a lot.
I will say that talking to them, giving suggestions, they are very receptive to feedback.
So we hope to take this chance to thank the whole community, the players who support us for the long time, and we hope in the future when we release, you support us and give us feedbacks. We have our community manager here, and in our community you can also give all these feedbacks, and we will listen to you and take your suggestions.
Not that I have
seriously,
noticed,
and
Lost Fate.
improve the
Not
game
that I have
together.
noticed.
Yeah, I think a lot of this stuff.
But when we look at what's here, right, Lost Fate, when we look at what's in this stream, they have made improvements to the UI. So my assumption is that yes, they did a lot of stuff.
They can't do anything. I just think it's going to be a great opportunity to build a long-lasting.
What's the OST? Actually, I think the OST is quite good in Etheria. I don't think it's elite. I think Arknights and Nikke are still better OSTs, but I think it is certainly good.
Having a core community that we can build and grow like that is going to
Permanent free on equip, always.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate your time. There's been so many great questions going on, and thank you, Jack, for being so transparent about everything. We're all super excited. So just letting you all know, Etheria will launch officially on June 5th. Make sure to pre-register for the official launch, and that'll be live across all major game stores. You can access the official Etheria website to pre-register on whatever platform you prefer, and you'll have access to some unique rewards.
They're just like, dude, they're memeing on the bottom, dude. It's so funny.
When you register, so there's a lot waiting for you guys. Just make sure you stay tuned to the website and our social media pages. So goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. It was really fun talking with you guys.
See you in Etheria. See you.
Yeah. I'm wondering, is there gonna any more than this? Because like I said, so far, is that it? Are we done? Are we done? looks like we're done here. It doesn't look like there's anything else. Okay, so my thoughts on it. They addressed some of the stuff that I was concerned about. There's a lot of good things that were said in this stream, right? The two things that I'm still worried about, one of them is, are we willing to nerf characters if we messed up? Because that's a big pain point. I personally, as a former like designer and somebody who balances games, I do not like it when you basically have to power creep forever. The no nerf policy is not sustainable long term, like indefinitely. You can only delay it so long before it eventually breaks. So I would rather, if you make a mistake, own up to it and make it right, than like swear it off entirely. Yeah, you cannot have a serious PvP game and deny yourself the ability to nerf. Exactly. Thank you. So that's like the big one that I still need answered, right? And then I think if I had one other complaint that I want to see addressed in this beta, I think it's that tanks are too good, right? I think that there's something fundamentally wrong with the damage formula in the game as it is right now, and I think they need to actually fix that. And so what I mean by that is characters are too tanky in PvP, but damage is so low in some aspects of PvE that unless you have like a very super optimized team, sometimes it feels like you can't kill things fast enough before you hit an enrage. So I think that those are the two things I need to see addressed. Right. As for the date of release, again, like I said, it's June 5th and then May 8th is the other thing. Let me see if there's anything else on their YouTube channel. Was there anything else that was added? Right. So, which by the way, new animus here is Tiamat. This is like the character, by the way. Like if you're gonna pull for a character to start, I think this is the one to get. Right? She is very, very good. Right? She's kind of like a very tanky character. She kind of like keeps her team alive, and then essentially once she tanks up enough damage, she cleanses all the debuffs off of her. It instantly becomes her turn, and she becomes a hyper DPS. She's just super, super good at like all points of the game from everything I've played in the last beta. And currently, like I have been they gave me advanced access to the old beta, so I won't know any of the new stuff that's coming out on the 8th, but they let me play the January beta again in order to kind of like get stuff ready so I could give recommendations for the start of this beta. And I've tried other 5 stars and nobody's come as close to Tiamat. Right? Nobody has come as close to Tiamat that I've found. And looking at my other, like, I can see other content creators, like, for example, Scion Storm, who's somebody I really respect. He's somebody who got me into E7 back in the day. Seeing him take Tiamat versus me taking Veronica and starting at the same time and knowing the same things, he progressed at a way faster rate than me. Right? So, like, there are definitely, definitely other characters besides Tiamat, but like Tiamat feels like if you want the easiest time, then this is the character I think that you get. Yep. The character is just very, very strong, right? She gives barriers, she gives healing over time, just reduces damage for the team, and then like I said, built-in cleanses, built-in provokes and things like that. Will progress be reset? Yeah, it will be. Yeah, if there's any other questions, like feel free to like ask me. I'll try my best to answer what I can now. Right? I'll try my best, but like yeah, it seems like that's all they had. They intended for it to be 2 hours, but that was only literally like an hour. Yeah, we watched it. We just looked at the Tiamat vid, yeah. What if I don't have Commander Lorena? Yeah. Actually, the character to get, I think, there's a couple of characters that I like, and we'll talk about them. I think there's a couple of them that we'll talk. Let me see. Let me refresh this. This isn't still live. Yeah, no, it's not. Right? There's a couple of characters, one of them which looks like Lilius if you play E7. That's like very good. So let's see. Yeah, so they've shown some other characters, right? That are that I've played with, right? So Chiaki is a very good one, I think, for new players. Dina, I think, is imperative for new players. I think Dina is a very, very strong character. These are 4 stars, by the way, the ones I'm pointing out. I like Viper actually quite a bit. Viper is a very interesting character. This is one that I've been experimenting with lately. He's very, he's a counter-based character. Very interesting. Right. I'm surprised I don't have more characters, sure. Yeah. The live stream was pretty good. Yeah, this is the character I'm currently messing around with. This is Veronica. I think this character is an all-star in the late game, but I'm not so sure about her viability early game. I think you'll have a difficult time with her early on, but I do think she's strong. This is the character I started with, and like I said, I progressed much slower than Tiamat, but the character is still very good. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this character is bad. This character's kit, I think, is absolutely ridiculous. Right? Like, her S1 is attack down. Skill 2 is a non-attack skill that straight up drains 20% of her maximum health worth of value from all enemies, and then you get a shield for the total damage absorbed. So she literally makes your team actually, like, unkillable. Like, actually unkillable. And then her skill 3 is a full buff strip on one target, takes all of the buffs you stripped, gives all of those same buffs to everybody on your team, and then she gives this move called Shallow Grave status. This is similar to like Immortality from other games. Basically, your team cannot go below 1 HP for 1 turn. Character has ridiculous kit. Right? Yeah. So, like I said, I'll have some videos and stuff talking about what I think the best like 4 stars are for you to start. And then like what other game modes and stuff like Termaton and like Doki Doki. Like, because those are like your 2 gear farming levels. And I think they're going to be major sticking points for people early on. Because I find that like you could kind of auto your way like without really thinking too much until you get to those levels. And then it's like a hard like check of, do you understand how to play the game? Do you understand how to build a team? Because if you can't build a team, you don't understand the game mechanics, you will hit that wall and you will not progress. Yeah, I would love for them to actually do nerfs, right? I would love for them to answer that. Yeah, Doki Doki. I'm not a big fan of Doki Doki as a name. Yeah, this is one of the characters. I'm unsure how I feel about this character. So Doki Doki is like, amongst all the other content creators that I have talked to and watched, everyone has said they feel that Doki Doki is the strongest, right? They feel that Doki Doki is actually the strongest, like light dark 5-star character, and I don't see it, right? Yeah, you're saying she's very OP, so I don't see it. I've never had the character, so I can't comment on how good it is. But like basic attack is a cleanse for 1 ally, like it cleanses 1 debuff from somebody, and it like if you don't need it, it like stockpiles it. So you basically like eventually you can like it kind of like gives a like a one-time cleanse to a character, and when their turn starts, they cleanse. So like that's a very good S1. The S2 is like it reduces 1 cooldown from 1 random person on your team. So like it's kind of like for those who play E7, it's like a Laya S2 for 1 random person on your team. And then it chooses another random person and does it again 5 more times. So it's like it could be very good, but it could also backfire and you could literally hit the same person a bunch of times and then it doesn't do anything. Like if all 5 hits go on the same person, then you didn't get any value out of the move. It triggers the lowest first. Okay, so the lowest first and then it's random after that. Okay. And then her ultimate is like they call it strike prep in this game, but it's combat readiness at Epic 7. It's a random like push for an ally, and then it does it again like multiple times. So like in theory, it should be really good because it's an insane support ability. But my problem with the character is that the character by herself doesn't do anything, right? So if you're playing a 4v4 game, right, and she's not particularly fast, so if I kill your key unit first, then you just have this support that has nothing that it can actually, like, it doesn't do anything by itself, right? My opinion, we don't know, Divine Sea, how much currency you get for $100 because the shop is currently restricted. No one can see what the cost of things are in the shop. So I do not know. Also, Gear Checks, Frost, thank you guys so much for the follows. Yeah, as soon as you can cycle like crazy. Okay, so maybe it is. But from what I thought was the strongest character, I don't remember the name. I think it's Lily. It's the one that Vulcan talked about. This girl, Lily. I think, from what I've seen of the game, from what I've read, right? And granted, there are people like, you know, Zox who have gotten farther in the game than me, right? They understand the late game better than I do. But from my experience from playing these games, this looks like the strongest character in the game, in my opinion. Again, we don't know. I could be saying this now, like a month before the game comes out. The game comes out, and then Lily ends up being a terrible character, and I have egg on my face because I thought the character was good, and maybe they're not. But when you read this kit, maybe you'll understand why I feel the way that I do about this character. Okay, so she has this move here, Hat Trick, right? So it is a single target attack with a 50% chance to give herself and the person on your team with the lowest amount of strike prep a 20% combat readiness push, like 20% strike prep. So she basically has like pushes 2 characters up. It's not out yet now. So, and then also she has this thing where if somebody on your team has Twin Trick, which we'll get to later, after you do the CR push, they have a guaranteed dual attack. So her skill 1 is push herself and one other person by 20%, and then also a guaranteed dual attack. And this is the second fastest character in the game, by the way. This is the second fastest character in the game. Global release is June 8th. Right? So that is the first thing, right? So then you move on to the skill 2, right? Applies Twin Trick to an ally of your choice, and then you get a 2-turn speed buff to everyone on your team. If the target already has Twin Trick, because you cycle back into this move because it only has a 3-turn cooldown, then they get a crit damage buff, and then they instantly get a new turn. So Shadow Trick literally marks an ally for guaranteed dual attack on her next turn, plus speed buff for your whole team on a character that's basically an opener. And if you cycle back into the move, it gives an absurd damage amp and an instant turn to a character of your choice. Right? So that's that. Now, here's the ultimate, right? The ultimate here is an AoE attack, right? With a 65% chance to push back all of your opponent's cooldowns by 1 turn, right? And then, if you've marked somebody with Twin Trick, right, from her S2, they instantly get all of their moves back. So it is possible to play her as either I open and completely undo all of your stuff, right? I reset all of your cooldowns. But if they're all an immunity set, then you can literally go, oh, okay, well, I'll mark an ally. I will speed buff my team. The person I mark blows their ultimate. I come flying back around as like the fastest character in the game. I reset all of your cooldowns, right? And then I instantly get to do the ultimate on whatever character I marked again. Like, the character just seems very, very strong. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. We didn't even talk about Twin Trick. The person you mark for Twin Trick is whenever she takes a turn, they get 40% combat readiness. So if this character is the second fastest character in the game and like basically can give up to 60% CR to a character of your choice every turn, yeah, this character is very strong. It's going to be open beta. It's going May 8th. May 8th is open beta. June 5th is the full release. Right? Oh. Oh. Oh, there's like a trailer. Wait, hold up. Are they doing more stuff? Are we doing more stuff? Oh, it's a recent video. Okay, so we're not doing more stuff. I thought we were gonna do more stuff. No. Brett says that he still thinks the best character is Doki Doki. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I think we did already see this. Yeah, we already saw this. Yeah, so this was the little trailer that they had in the thing. Okay. Yeah, Hoyan, which is this girl on the top right, is pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of cool characters that they added in this thing. Right. Overall, I'm very satisfied with the announcement. Right. I'm very, very satisfied with this announcement. All right. Do you guys have any other questions? I'm just curious if you guys have any other questions about Etheria, because if not, I'm probably gonna bounce out of here for now, and then we'll resume tomorrow with E7 related stuff. Right? We'll do some lunatic draft, and I'll pick up on the rest of the other stuff. For right now, like I kind of just want to relax for the rest of the day because I've literally been running on fumes all day. I've been up since like 6 a.m. So. But yeah, no, when this game comes out, I'll make a guild. So if people want to join the guild, you know, be good. Hopefully we get some active players, like maybe like Bread, ATK, whatnot, right? Beta's free. Yeah, it's free. Costs you nothing. If you want, go to Steam now. It's on Steam. If you have Steam on your PC, just search Etheria Restart, add it to your wish list. Right? Just add it to your wish list. The second it goes live, the second the beta is up, you'll be able to download it, I believe, instantly. Right? Or you could just search up Etheria Restart on Google and then just check out their page. All right. Now I'm gonna go take off for the night. Like I said, I'll be back. We got more content tomorrow. There's infinite content coming right now for E7, for Etheria, right? Like we're eating good right now. Right, I'll have a couple of videos for Etheria next week on the channel to talk about characters I think are strong, what I think I would start with, so on and so forth. Yeah, Lorena is my favorite unit to use. All right. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching, for checking out Etheria. Later, guys.